I media trained you. That's controversial.
David, this song is too. You talking about killing people?
Where there's smoke, there is usually fire. And when there's a dead body in someone's car, that is some serious smoke.
David has not been arrested, and I think a lot of people are sort of astounded that there hasn't been movement. I think I went off the air on Friday and might have been a podcast afterwards saying I expect an arrest pretty soon.
David is officially on the run. The police finally got a warrant for his arrest, and as soon as he found out, he and his manager dropped everything. They literally ran out of the house they were living in and disappeared to a secret location. And get this, the police just raided that same house. Whatever evidence they found there was so bad that it made David panic and flee. Just a little while ago, David was talking to the police and acting like he wanted to help with their investigation. But now, he has completely stopped talking to them. He cut off all communication and abandoned his home. To make things even worse for David, people on the internet are uncovering a ton of evidence against him. Some people are so involved in the case that they are emailing their findings directly to the Los Angeles Police Department, LAPD. If you've been following the story from the beginning, you know that online detectives have been piecing things together incredibly fast, sometimes even before the official investigators. For example, there were rumors online that the body found was a girl named Celeste before the police had even officially identified it. So, how did this all start? On September 8th, police officers were called to a tow yard in Hollywood because workers reported a terrible smell coming from a car. The car was a Tesla that had been impounded, meaning it was seized by the authorities. When they popped the trunk, also called the boot, they discovered the remains of a teenage girl. The girl was later identified as Celeste. The medical examiner said that they don't yet know how she died or exactly when it happened. We do know that Celeste was 13 years old when she first went missing back in April 2024. The car, which had Texas license plates, had been towed to that yard 5 days before the body was found after being abandoned in the Hollywood Hills. The medical examiner released a description of Celeste to help with the investigation. She was 5 feet 2 inches tall, had wavy black hair, and was last seen wearing a tube top and black leggings. She also had a small tattoo on her right index finger that read SH. This tattoo turned out to be a major clue. It was discovered that David, the man now on the run, had the exact same tattoo on his own finger. This made the connection between them very clear. People were initially confused about how David and Celeste knew each other, but the matching tattoos strongly suggested they had been in a romantic relationship. The big problem? Celeste was only 15 years old at the time, making David's relationship with her a serious crime. Celeste's mom had already told the police that before her daughter disappeared, she was involved with a man named David. In fact, someone close to the family blamed the police for not doing enough to protect Celeste. They also claimed that an anonymous person called Celeste's mom and told her to stop searching for her daughter because Celeste was already dead. This chilling phone call happened before the police had officially identified the body in the trunk. Based on what we know so far, a lot of people are really confused about why the police didn't do more to help Celeste. The story gets even more complicated because, for a short time, Celeste actually came back home. After she first went missing, she showed up at her mom's house by herself and stayed there for a little while. But during this time, it seems like the police weren't really involved. A lot of people are asking why the police didn't step in to ask her important questions like, "Where were you?" or "Are you okay?" to find out what was really going on. Unfortunately, Celeste didn't stay home. She ended up disappearing again, and this time she went back to David. Around this time, someone made an anonymous phone call to Celeste's mom. The person on the phone said, "Stop looking for her, she's fine," and even told the family to take down the social media posts about Celeste being missing. Many people suspect that the caller was actually David trying to throw the family off his trail. It's important to note that Celeste's mom had already tried to get help. She was the one who first told the police that her teenage daughter was involved with a 20-year-old man named David. "This isn't a rumor," she said it herself. However, new and disturbing information has come out from people who knew Celeste, including kids from her school and her neighborhood. They are accusing Celeste's own mother and her sister of essentially selling Celeste to David. According to these accusations, the family knew exactly how old David was but allowed him to be with Celeste as long as he paid them money to keep quiet. The rumor is that he was paying them around $10,000 every week. In exchange, Celeste was allowed to stay with him for as long as he wanted. There's even a screenshot of a message between David and Celeste that supports this awful idea. In the message, Celeste was complaining to David about her parents, and he told her, "I'll fix it." People believe that fixing it meant he would just give her parents more money because that seemed to be the only thing they cared about. This pattern might not have been a one-time thing. Another person came forward with a similar story, saying that a friend's younger sister from a different city ran away last year and was also with David. This other girl was only in the 7th grade at the time. The person who shared the story said, "We think her sister was selling her out too." They are now terrified that this other missing girl might be another victim, since no one has heard from her in months. They didn't release her name because she is still a minor, but this new information makes the whole situation even more frightening and suggests that David's actions may have hurt more than one young girl.
Now have evidence that Celeste's family knew about her relationship with David and allowed it. And this comment from 2024 is getting a lot of attention. So someone in Celeste's community commented on a post saying, "I live in Lake Elsinore, 5 to 10 minutes away. There was so much more going on. Her family knew he was with her since she was 11. They didn't care. All they cared for was the money given to them." She said unfortunately she was reported missing in 2024, but they all knew where she was. Even her friends extorted David with money so they wouldn't say where she was staying. I think the mom should be held responsible too for allowing a child to move in with a boyfriend at that age. There's a lot more than what's being said. Here in Elsinore, all her friends are talking about it because she was in communication with them. So sad. She said she would sneak out at age 11 even though her neighborhood is horrible, but her parents saw that he had money and became more dependent and would let her leave the house at 13 even though he was 18. She said her mother sold her for $10K a week and he paid so that he wouldn't be seen as a... which does add up with their Discord messages of her complaining about her parents and him saying, "Don't worry, I'll fix it." And the other crazy thing is that people found this comment on one of David's videos back in 2024 where someone named Robin River said he's waiting on the cops to get David for messing with minors. This is long before many of us knew about him and Celeste would be around 13 at that time. Since then, his account has blown up and people are waiting and hoping that whoever this is gives us some answers. Rest in peace to Celeste. Let me know what you guys think, and as anything comes out, I'll keep you guys updated.
After Celeste disappeared and was supposedly with David, she didn't completely vanish. For a while, she was still talking to her friends online using a mysterious new account called Deleted User. This connects to some of the private messages that were found between David and Celeste. In those chats, David literally said that he was paying Celeste's parents over $10,000. But that wasn't all. He also admitted that he was paying one of Celeste's friends to keep quiet and not tell anyone where she was. A few months before all of this, Celeste had posted a photo to her social media account that raised a lot of eyebrows. In the picture, she was wearing an engagement ring that David had given her. She also showed off a brand new tattoo of the name, David, on her body, which made it seem like she believed they were in a serious, committed relationship. The situation gets even stranger when you look at a conversation involving one of David's friends. The friend asked him a direct question. "David, are you happily married or single?" David's reply was weird and avoidtive. He just wrote, "Me?" But then, the account named Deleted User, which everyone believes was Celeste, chimed in with a shocking claim. The message from that account said, "Deleted User got a kid on the way," suggesting that Celeste was pregnant.
Parking lot, we looked at it on we geotagged the photo and looked at it is about a 6-minute walk from Celeste's home where her mom lives at.
But what really shocked people were the clues David left in his own music. It's like he was almost confessing through his songs. For example, in his song called Romantic Homicide, he sings some very disturbing lyrics. The words go, "In the back of my mind, you died and I didn't even cry. Not a single tear. In the back of my mind, I killed you and I didn't even regret it. I can't believe I said it, but it's true." After Celeste was found, these lines sent a chill down everyone's spine. It didn't stop there. An old song that David had posted online years ago, simply titled Celeste, was discovered by fans. The lyrics to that song were even more direct. He sang, "Oh, Celeste, the girl with my name tattooed on her chest. I hear her voice each time I take a breath. I'm obsessed. Missing you so much makes me depressed. It was clear this song was written about the same girl. All of this makes the police's recent raid on David's house even more critical. Officers tore the place apart, searching every room for any piece of evidence they could find. From the photos that have leaked online, it looks like they did find something important. Experts are now saying that based on what was found, the police could be getting ready to arrest him at any moment. A very creepy detail that has come out is the location of his house. It turns out his home was only about a 6-minute drive away from the tow yard where his car, with Celeste inside, was abandoned. Because of this, the police have a new theory. They now suspect that David might have hurt Celeste inside his house. Then, just a short drive later, he left his car with her body in the trunk at the tow yard, hoping no one would ever find it.
A search of the home that he appeared to have been staying in the Hollywood Hills. So we now find out that they were testing for blood. There's something called luminol, which can light up a floor.
Everyone's seen this on CSI.
Yeah.
That they spray it and it, allows them to see if there are traces of blood, even if it's been cleaned up.
So they were looking, on the floors. They were looking in drains to see if there were any traces of blood. We don't know what the results of the search were, but it's significant because the Tesla that contained her body in the trunk was parked nearby. And so it seems like their working theory is she might have been
She were
in the house.
killed or dismembered in the house and then placed in that car and parked, a block and a half away.
Right, and we should say that the police have not named a suspect yet. The police have not named a person of interest yet, but that doesn't mean they don't have one. They got a search warrant, which means they clearly were able to show a judge that there was probable cause to believe a crime was committed. But the police have been playing this really close to the vest.
As you can probably imagine, everyone has been sharing their own opinions and reactions to this heartbreaking story. Online, people are trying to set the record straight about Celeste's age. One person commented, "She was not 15, guys. She was only 13 years old when she was first reported missing. Her body was found just before her birthday, so she was still a 14-year-old child when she died. It's important to remember that she was just a kid." Another person simply wrote, "I really hope Celeste gets the justice she deserves. What happened to her was horrible enough, but the idea that she was dismembered is just pure evil." So now, after hearing all of this, what do you think? There's so much new evidence piling up against David, from the creepy song lyrics to the messages about paying off her family. Do you think all of this is enough for the police to finally arrest him? Or do you think he'll manage to stay on the run? I want to know what you believe. Share your own thoughts on everything in the comments down below. And for more on this story, don't forget to click right here to watch another video that breaks down all the latest details.